All right, good day. My name is Abu Sunday. In this class, I'll be showing you how you can add your raster and vector layer on Qgis and Digitized. In our previous class, we have learned how we can georeference an old scan map so that it will now serve as our raster because it's an image. And then we also learn how we can create vector, right? Create different geometric vector type, either point, line, and polygon. So in this class now, we are going to add these two things together and then we'll start digitizing. So for us to, we can add any kind of raster, satellite image, georeference map, or area photo, you understand, depend on the base map that you want for your digitizing. So we are going to add a raster and then add that particular polygon we created in our last class, and then we'll digitize on QGIS so that all of us will see how simple it is to digitize on QGIS, right? So for a start, we need to add our raster first. So for me to do that, I'll go to layer and then click on add layer, and then you come to add raster layer, right? Then after that, you need to go to the location you keep your raster, the particular raster you want to, if it is uh, area photo or a reference map. So in this case, I'll be adding an area photo. So I'll click on raster, then I'll click on this auto photo, and then I'll click on this folder, and then I'll select these two this raster here. These are different raster format. So I'll click on it and then I'll click open. Right, so you see, so you just select the particular raster that you want to add and then you just click open and it will open like this. Now for based on the fact that we add a different band of raster, we need to just group them. So for you to do that, I'll click the first one and then click my shift and click the last one just for us to select everything, and then I'll right click and group selected, right? Group selected. So you see, I've grouped them, call it group one. So I can now click on this minus sign to reduce, you understand, to reduce it. So the next thing now is to uh, add our vector so that we can digitize, right? So what we'll do is that you go to the same place, layer, right? Add layer, and then add vector layer. Now, if you watch our last video, you know that we created a particular layer called polygon, which we store it in a folder on my desktop called training one. So we are going to pick that particular folder now from it. So depend on where you keep your vector, the time you are creating the vector or the particular vector that you want to use for digitization. So depend on where you keep it. So you have to browse to that location. So I'll click on browse, right? And then I'll go to my desktop. Then I'll click on training one, right? Then I'll select plot. You understand? You know the polygon we created at that time, the last time we call it plot, right? So I'll pick the plot, the one that come with dot shp, that is shapefile, right? This is the format for vectors, right? So it's plot shp. So when you are picking, make sure you pick the one that come with shp. So I click on it and then I click open, right? Then here I'll click open here. So you see it has loaded here. So I'll just move this thing up so that it will not be among the group. So I'll click on this minus to reduce it again. So as you can see, we will have our vector and raster here. Now on our vector, now we don't have anything at all. We just created a vector without digitizing anything. So for you to do that, for you to start digitizing, you have to zoom, like use your scroll, your ruler on your mouse, right? You roll it so that you can zoom very well, depend on the the resolution that you want to use in digitizing, and then what you want to digitize, and then the area you want to digitize. But one thing you need to understand is that make sure you understand the resolution that you are using so that your level of accuracy will be high, right? So that you digitize the thing well, not that you a thing will dey very the zoom level is very very deep and then you try to digitize. You have to zoom it very big so that you see if it is building you are digitizing, you see it very well, right? So you can zoom. So you have to practice your level of zoom. When you scroll when you scroll up, right? When you scroll up, you are increasing. When you roll it back, you are reducing. That is your rolling button or rolling tire also on your mouse, right? External mouse actually. So it's advisable use external mouse for flexibility and ease of zooming. So now I'll roll it up so that it will be big. If I want to reduce it, I roll it down so that it will reduce, right? So let's assume I want to digitize this particular building, right? This particular compound, the building here, right? So what I'll do now is that this is where I want to digitize. So I'll go back to my vector, I'll click on it, make sure I select the vector that I want to use, which is my plot, right? Then I'll come to toggle edit here, right? This is toggle edit. That's for you to start edit. Then you click on toggle edit, right? Just click on start edit. Then you go to the next one, which is add features. That is for you to add something on your raster. So I'll click on it and then I'll come to let's have this building now. I'll click on this edge. I'll go to the next edge. I'll go to the next edge. Go to the next edge. So you can see, right? Then you now right click. Now you look at it. Our last class, we create attribute information for for the layer that we create when we create those polygons. So that's when we create those names. So you need to fill the name. Let's assume this plot belongs to John, right? And then the location is Sabo, right? Then now the area, you don't need to fill the area because the software automatically calculate the area. So we generate the area from the software automatic. We don't need to calculate it ourselves. So the software will help you do that. At the course of this training, we also cover that how we can generate area. So I'll click OK, right? And then you see the digitize now. And then let's say we want to digitize this building also, and make sure you know the direction at which you are doing. Make sure you follow clockwise direction so that anything you know that your digitizing is following a particular direction. Not that you follow clockwise, you follow anti-clockwise, you follow clockwise. You understand? Make sure you follow one particular direction that you are using. But preferable let it be clockwise direction. So let's assume this plot belongs to Mr. Mary, right? Sorry, let it belong to Mr. Mr. James. Yes, so that we use JJ. Right, so Mr. James. So now you see, so I'll now click the location now. I'll say that let the location be Palma, right? Let's assume the location is Palma, right? So I'll click OK. So you see, so that is how you digitize. And then another thing is that you can also digitize without filling those attribute information. So what you do, if you don't want to fill the attribute information yet, you can just right click, and then right click. So without filling the information, you can just click OK. So you see, your digitize work. Later on, you can go back to attribute information and start adding any other informations you need to add, right? So that is how you digitize on QGIS. You add your raster and then add your vector and digitize, right? So you see, it's very, very simple using QGIS to digitize. So you can digitize if it is points that you are digitizing, if it is line. Let's assume you want to digitize the road. So you need to create a shapefile, right, which is going to be a line geometry, and then use it to digitize the road. If you want to pick a point, of a particular location, maybe a school in a so boundary or in a so local government, you can create a point and then you add your points, right? So it's very, very simple to digitize on QGIS. So this is the end of this section. We'll continue our training in another and our subsequent videos. So thank you and God bless you. Please, if this video actually solve your issue, please like our video and subscribe to our channel. God bless you.